Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar, Ifatunde Oguntade, a.k.a. Nana Payena, a.k.a. Dr. Jermaine Shoemake, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness, RB Jesus, Intercontinental Ifatunde. I want to wish everybody a beautiful a beautiful Wednesday, July the 9th. I just wanted to go live because I haven't been live in, I don't know, about a month now, I guess it's been. So much has happened since I have last went live. I'm going to try to keep this to about 30 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this until about 30 minutes. It's 12:50 p.m. So I'm going to try to end this at about 1:15. Brothers and sisters, I want to address two situations. Normally, I ignore nonsense, but this is a time where I think I need to address the nonsense for the sake of my true and sincere supporters and FDMG donors. And those words are synonymous, because if you are a supporter, you donate. And if you are a donator, you are a supporter. You can't be a supporter who doesn't donate. You can't be a donor who doesn't support. So this is for my loyal FDMG Academy donors, Dr. Umar supporters. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Brothers and sisters, we need to choose the campus name for FDMG Delaware. We need to choose the campus name for FDMG Delaware. I'm thinking about naming it after one of the grandmothers of black nationalism. That's me in the middle, brother. That's the Honorable Jean-Jacques Dessalines, first emperor of Haiti. Next to him is the Prophet Nat Turner. Next to him is the great and honorable Frederick Douglass. And next to him is the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. Now, let me give you a quick history. The Haitian Revolution began on August the 21st, 1791. The Nat Turner Revolution began 40 years later on the same day, August the 21st, 1831. I heard about that. I was born August the 21st, right? Frederick Douglass, who I'm related to by blood, okay? We are both descendants of Isaac and Betsy Bailey by blood. Frederick Douglass escaped from slavery out of Baltimore through Wilmington, Delaware.
It's good to see you, brother.
It's good to see you, my beautiful African queens. How y'all doing?
That's right. You know I fucks with you.
I appreciate that. Stay with me. Keep me in your prayers, because you know they hating. Oh, man. Where's that at? Okay. Put my number in your phone. You got your phone? Put my number in there. Text me so I can lock you, queen. Don't go nowhere. I want to finish that lesson. I ain't going to take too much of your time, in case you might got to tell it to somebody if I'm not here.
Oh yeah.
Let me know when you're ready, queen. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. Shoot me a text. All right, ladies. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to see you at the grand opening. Sister Sharice. All right, ladies. One love. So, Marcus Garvey, right? And I'm a Garveyite, former Minister of Education for the UNIA. Marcus Garvey's Black Star Line Steamship Company was incorporated from Wilmington, Delaware.
Wow.
You feel me?
Wow.
So that's the connection.
I didn't even know we had that much history.
So on my right side is the August 21st connection. On my left side is the Wilmington, Delaware connection. Now I'm going to give you one more. And I was tempted to put her on here, but I said, let me just do the fellas.
Oh, God.
I was going to put these two queens who almost went up there. One of them is Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, and another one is Queen Mother Mary Ann Shadd. Have you ever heard of Mary Ann Shadd?
I don't believe
She's from Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay.
Check this out. She's the first female newspaper publisher on the North American continent.
Wow.
Feel me?
I believe that's
First,
goosebumps. 'Cause
you feel me? She was born here. Her mother and father were Underground Railroad station masters. Yes, she opened up a school in Wilmington, another one in Chester, and then another one somewhere in PA. She's one of the grandmothers of black nationalism. Her newspaper, which was called the Provincial Freeman, she published it out of Canada because her parents moved to Canada because during the Underground Railroad, as you know, the fugitive slave law allowed you to track a runaway slave anywhere. So you wasn't safe unless you moved to Canada. So she moved to Canada and started a newspaper, and the motto on her newspaper was, self-determination is the road to independence. Pan-Africanism from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. That's where I went to high school, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. So Mary Ann Shadd almost went up here because I'm building the school. She built the school. You feel me? Harriet Tubman was the other one. Even though Harriet Tubman was from Bucktown, Maryland, she spent a lot of time in Wilmington. Why? Because her main financial supporter was a man named Thomas Garrett. White guy, Thomas Garrett. He's the one who gave Harriet Tubman the horse and carriage she used to free her mother and father. Guess what day Thomas Garrett was born on? August the 21st. You feel me? So I'm going to do another mural. I'm going to do another mural with the queens. I'm going to put Anna Douglas, wife of Frederick Douglass. Because, you know, they keep talking about the white lady he married when he was an old man. Nobody gives respect to the black woman he was married to for 50 years and gave him all 5 of his children. You feel me? So I got to do Anna Douglas. I'm going to do Amy Jakes Garvey, Marcus Garvey's widow, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do Harriet Tubman and Mary Ann Shadd. And of course, you know, Bob Marley used to spend time in Wilmington, a few blocks away.
Yeah, they got the memorial.
So Garvey got a Wilmington connection, and then Bob Marley got a Wilmington connection.
I'll tell you, there's a lot that people don't know
Yes,
about
sir.
Wilmington.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man,
Yes,
they
sir.
have so much history.
And let me go education. You familiar with the Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court decision 1954, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they overturned school desegregation. Well, that case was a composite of lower, smaller cases. Did you know that one of the cases in the Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court case that overturned segregation in 54 was Newcastle County, Delaware?
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. Newcastle County, Delaware was one of the main cases in the Brown versus Board of Education decision. So I'm saying all that to say this, brother. We've been through hell and high water to get this school up. You feel me? And we ain't out the clear. But I'm giving you this history because what I just told you is what keeps me believing in making this school come true. You feel me? There's too much history, too many connections to me personally. You feel me? So I just feel like it's not a coincidence that God brought me to this school. It's not a coincidence that God brought me to Wilmington, Delaware. You feel me? So that's what it is, bro. That's what it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's definitely what's up.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad I stopped in eggs. I'm really glad I stopped in eggs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I definitely, like I said, I'm gonna have to look more into this.
No doubt.
I didn't know Wilmington had this much.
Oh, man.
research
Oh, man. Yes,
on
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
How do I?
Well, take my number so you have it, number one.
Darn, I got my-
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm always here.
Okay.
But once we open up and we do the grand opening, which I'm hoping will be before this year ends, you feel me?
Yeah.
The only thing left for us to do is to get the tiles put on the floor. And we got to get our classroom doors rekeyed. You feel me? New keys, because we ain't got the old keys to the classrooms.
Yeah.
Right? So once we get the classroom doors rekeyed and the tile on the floor, we apply for our certificate of occupancy, and now it's in the city of Wilmington hands. You feel me?
Yeah.
So this has been 6.5 years, brother. We got to school February 7th, 2019.
Wow.
So it's been 6.5 years. It's been hell, brother. It's been hell and high water. It's been hell and high water, brother. Hell and high water.
It's coming together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everything's working out.
Everything's working out, brother.
Might not
It's 6.5,
have
but
to be doing it,
we didn't have to get this far. It could have took us 12.5. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the Almighty for where we at, bro. And we just gonna keep on pushing.
I'm definitely telling my daughter because every
For
time
sure.
I walk her past it,
Yes,
she's
sir.
always asking questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now I can finally get
Yes,
her
sir.
answer.
Yes, sir. For
So I
sure. For
definitely
sure.
give her an answer.
No doubt, brother. I appreciate
I
you.
appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, brother. You enjoy
You
your
too
day.
now. You too. No doubt. You good. You good. You good. You good. So let me get back to this. The first week of March, my travels took me to Sweden. I was in Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden. And as y'all know, while I was in Stockholm, Sweden, my daughter, baby Smurf, she decided to quote unquote expose me while I was in Stockholm, Sweden. While I was in Stockholm, Sweden, the woman who I contracted with to care for my mother turned out to be a demon in disguise and is now one of my top haters and detractors. So I just think it's very fortuitous that Stockholm, Sweden, and shout out to all my Stockholm, Sweden Africans. Thanks to all my Stockholm, Sweden Africans. I just find it interesting that my daughter and this Kansas City hood rat, that both of them were in the works against me at the same time. Now, I do care for my mother, who I love more than anything in this world. And for those of you who care for your parents, you understand where I'm coming from. This is information that I didn't want to share, but I think it is appropriate to the conversation. And if I don't finish this conversation now, I'll finish it later because we do have some things getting done today. So, I do not know if my firstborn is still with us in the flesh or not. People have been texting me that she may have unalived herself. God forbid. I'm going to hope for the best that no such thing has happened. And I'm going to speak to baby Smurf's situation in a minute. I'm going to speak to that. But I just want to lay the groundwork by saying that all of this began while I was in Stockholm, Sweden. All of this began while I was in Stockholm, Sweden. All of this began while I was in Stockholm, Sweden. So I've been taking care of my mother for the past 7.5 years. Spring of 2018. Many of y'all know that in January of 2018, after returning from my second trip to Japan and China, in January of 2018, after returning from my second trip to Japan and China, I had to stand trial with charges that were put upon me by the Pennsylvania State Board of Psychology that were motivated by YouTubian struggle streamers and Dr. Umar detractors. Y'all remember that? Well, shortly thereafter, my mother was hospitalized. My mother has multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis, okay? She's diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. We've always known that, but it didn't begin to affect her until more recently. So anyway, when my mother was hospitalized, I knew that I would be the child of 7 who would take it upon myself to step up and take care of my mother. And after 60 days away from home, my mother finally came home the day before baby Smurf's birthday, 2018. And I've been caring for my mother for 7.5 years ever since. I have done a great job caring for my mother. When my mother came home, she was on all these meds. The doctor got her off of all the meds. When she came home, mom had different situations going on. She got off of all that. Medications no longer necessary. I'm not perfect, but in my 7.5 years, I have done a great job with my mother. And I can say that most of the time when my mother had a situation, it was because of the aides in the caregivers. It was because of the aides in the caregivers. And so normally, and for those of y'all who care for your parent, you know how tough it is to find decent, professional, reliable, confidential help, right? Decent, professional, reliable, comprehensive help, right? And so, let me see something here. I'm going to turn off the comments, brothers and sisters. This is the first live that I've ever turned off the comments, but I have to. There's just too much ignorance in my feed. This is the first live I've ever done where I had to turn off the comments. I just turned off the comments because I'm talking seriously and we still got idiots. So this is going to be without any comments. You can text message me if you have a question or a comment. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. You can text message me at 215-989-9858. So, whenever I don't have a dependable, responsible, reliable, confidential aide to care for my mom, I cancel events because my mother always comes first. My mother always comes first. I was supposed to keynote the Florida A&M University Black Psychology Conference a few months ago. I canceled it because I didn't have anyone that I would trust to care for mother available at that time. I had to cancel Congo last week, and y'all know how much I wanted to go to the Congo. I had been waiting for that. I had to cancel because mom comes first. When I went to Sweden, there was a young lady who I met because she invited me to Kansas City to speak at an event. So her and her son drove me from Omaha, Nebraska to Kansas City to speak. I believe the event was on December 3rd, 2023. I believe the event was on December 3rd, 2023. I believe the event was December 3rd, 2023. And we had the event. We stayed in contact through text message. And ultimately, at the top of this year, maybe late last year, but if I'm not mistaken, I saw her privately 3 times inside of the same Philadelphia hotel after hours for no more than 2 or 3 hours. I repeat, I saw her 3 times in a hotel after hours for only a few hours. 3 times. There's a small chance that it was 4 times. There's no chance that it was 5 times. I'm going to repeat this. Did you need me, boss? Are you good? Okay. So I saw her 3 times inside of a Philadelphia hotel after hours for about 3 or 4 hours. That's it. The total private time she and I spent could not have exceeded 12, 15, 20 hours max. Total time across these 3 visits, maybe 4, but I'm almost certain it was 3. No more than 12 to 15, maximum of 20 hours. When it was time for me to go to Sweden, this young lady told me that she would not mind coming to care for my mother. I assured her that I would pay her, and I did pay her. And this is going to be important when I bring up the attorney in a minute, because I consulted with an attorney in Kansas City who told me that if I can prove that I paid her to care for my mother, then she can be charged with HIPAA violations for discussing my mother's personal, sensitive medical information without permission. So this attorney said, if I can prove that I paid her, which means this was business, this was a business transaction, you paid her to care for your mother. And although she included plenty of lies in her narrative, although she included plenty of exaggerations and fallacies and untruths in her narrative, the mere fact that she purported to discuss your mother's personal sensitive information makes her guilty of HIPAA. And if we can prove that she in fact violated HIPAA law by discussing my mother's business, She can be fined, and she can also be jailed, and she can also be prevented permanently from ever working in the human services field again. An attorney told me that. So I have to pay him, okay, the retainer fee, and he's going to pick it up from here. So she could go to jail for what she did against my mother, discussing her personal business. I thought parents were off limits. I thought parents were off limits. I thought parents were off limits. But I guess when you're that trifling, when you're that low down, when you're that deceptive and manipulative, nothing is off limits. So anyway, brothers and sisters, she said, I can care for your mother. She won my confidence. I said, let's do it. So she cared for my mother twice. The weekend I was in Eastern Michigan University, that was 3 nights. And she cared for my mother for the week that I was in Stockholm, Sweden. I believe that was 5 or 6 nights. Okay? Eastern Michigan University, Stockholm, Sweden. I paid her both times. She never spent time with me in my mother's house because I don't spend time with women in my mother's house. Business is business. Personal is personal. I got her a hotel. I Ubered her over to the home. When she got to the home, I went over instructions with her. I went to the airport. When I got back from both trips, I Ubered her to a hotel. And then she flew out. I paid for her flight. I paid for her hotel. Business was business. Personal was personal. So, after returning from Sweden, I was very disappointed in the care that my mother was given. After returning from Sweden, I was very disappointed in the care that my mother was given. I'm not going to go into detail over the egregious lack of regard and concern she displayed for my mother. I'm not going to go over that. That's too personal. But I was very disappointed and I was guilty. Whenever my mother isn't properly cared for, I take on that shame. I take on that blame. But I said to myself, you can never use this woman again to care for your mother. So I began to distance myself from this woman. So let me back up again. She saw me 3 times privately. She cared for my mother 2 other times. 5 total contacts. 3 of them were private. Brothers and sisters, without being too vulgar, those 3 private contacts basically consisted of her gummy bearing my Shango. She gummy beared the Shango. That's basically what she did. It was a jump off. Hood rat jump off. That's all it was. Fellatio. 3 fellatio sessions. I came to visit. She wanted to please the Prince of Pan-Africanism. So it happened. 3 fellatio sessions. I'm not proud to say that. And then, of course, quote unquote caregiver. I put caregiver in quotes because she did anything but care for my mother. Anyway, this was the first week of March, Sweden. I come back from Sweden. I'm disappointed. Can't work with this woman no more. Can't take care of my mother. I can't mess with you. I started to distance myself from her. On June the 25th, the last moon that we had, I do my Art of Dialogue interview. I'm coming out of my Art of Dialogue interview and my phone is blowing up. There's a woman on Pastor Bussy's page claiming that y'all was in a 2.5-year relationship, that you were in love with her, that you wanted to marry her, that you wanted her to have your child. You were in a 2.5-year relationship with her. You were in love with her. You wanted to marry her. You wanted her to have your child. You were in a 2.5-year relationship with her. You wanted to marry her. You was in love with her, and you wanted her to be your wife. Brothers and sisters, I have women who look way better than her, who have done more for me in my life than she ever could, who I wasn't in love with, who I didn't want to make my wife, who I didn't want to have my baby. So this woman, this Kansas City thought, this Jezebel, this jump off, this smash and grab, spent 3 times with me, not 3 nights, because I never spent the night. I never spent the night with her in my life. I never spent a night with her in my life. I saw her 3 times. And 3 times, all of which, if I'm not mistaken, were during the first quarter of 2025. 3 times, and I'm in love with her. 3 times I want to marry her. 3 times I want her to have my baby. 3 times, and we were in a 2.5-year relationship. Brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. But it gets worse. She told Pastor Bussy. She told Pastor Bussy. And let me say this about Pastor Bussy. Rainbow Bunny. Pastor Bussy, the Rainbow Bunny, has been cyber stalking me for 10 years. People have asked me to put a stop to him legally. I had 2 attorneys who sent him cease and desist. And he did not cease and desist. Those attorneys did not live in Utah where he lives. Those attorneys did not live in Utah, so there was no follow-up. I recently consulted with a Utah attorney who told me I have a serious case against Pastor Bussy, the Rainbow Bunny. But I'm going to have to fly out to Utah a couple times to appear in court. So this attorney told me that if I give him the retainer, he will begin the investigation on Pastor Bussy. And after looking at Pastor Bussy's YouTube page, he says he is quite certain that I have a case for slander. I have a case for libel. I have a case for defamation. And he also said because he's been making money off of my name for 10 years, that he can be made to pay me back all the money that he made in my name, and that we can lay siege to any property that he owns. I told him that the man is broke. He don't have any property. He basically pays his bills by making Dr. Umar defamation films. He said, well, if that's the case, if he has a job, then his wages can be garnished until he satisfies the balance of the settlement from court. So brothers and sisters, I have finally realized that I have to have a Dr. Umar defense fund. I have to have a Dr. Umar defense fund. And the reason I have to have a Dr. Umar defense fund is not because I have to defend myself. I have to have a Dr. Umar defense fund so I can file suit against people who think it's okay to constantly slander my name and attack my mother. Attack my mother. Attack my mother. So, brothers and sisters, this woman told Pastor Bussy, the Rainbow Bunny, the YouTubian struggle streamer, she told Pastor Bussy that I went down on her. Brothers and sisters, I'm willing to take a lie detector test. Brothers and sisters, I'm willing to take a lie detector test. Brothers and sisters, I'm willing to take a lie detector test. When that woman, after gummy bearing my Shango stick, that woman took off her underwear, and I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, and I don't mean no disrespect to feminine energy. I don't mean no disrespect to feminine energy. I don't mean no disrespect to feminine energy. When she took her underwear off, brothers and sisters, she smelled like something crawled up inside of her and died. She smelled like an old fish tank. You ever smell a fish tank that somebody ain't cleaned in like 2 years? They got goldfish in there. They got all kind of fish. And it ain't been cleaned in years. That's what she smelled like when she took off those funky ass drawers. Her drawers were so old and so funky that I thought it was a wife beater. That's how stretched out her drawers was. Her drawers were so old and so funky, I thought her underwear was a slingshot. Her drawers were so funky and so stank, brothers and sisters, that I thought it was a wife beater, brothers and sisters. And I don't mean no disrespect. So when she said, it's my turn, after she got finished swallowing the Shango, she said, it's my turn. After she got finished swallowing the Prince of Pan-Africanism, she said, it's my turn. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, how do I get out of this? Because it ain't no way under God's heaven that King Kong consciousness face, nose, tongue, lips, ears, or hairline is going anywhere near that cootie cat. Brothers and sisters, listen. Brothers and sisters, listen. She told Pastor Bussy that I went down on her. I'm willing to take a lie detector test. I am willing to take a lie detector test, brothers and sisters. That woman smelled like a dead cow mixed with sour milk and menstruated underwear that was found in a funky alleyway. I lie to you not. She is so acidic. Her yoni-verse is so acidic. She needs a baptism. She needs a deep cleanse. She needs an exorcism. I think she got demons living in that bat cave. I think she got demons living in that bat cave, brothers and sisters. And she thought that the world's most requested scholar was going to go down on her. Oh, no. My women got to be fresh and clean. My women got to smell like fresh peaches, fresh daffodils. My women got to smell like fresh roses. If you want these lips to ever touch your peach cobbler, if you want this tongue to ever massage your honeycomb hideout, you got to be clean. You got to be clean. And she need a deep cleanse. In fact, I'm going to treat her because I have her address. I know where she sleeps. I have Pastor Bussy's address. I know where he sleeps. I'm going to send her a gift certificate to the Yoni Spa. I'm going to send her a gift certificate to the Yoni Spa. I'm going to send her a gift certificate to the Yoni Spa because whatever she got in her, I don't know how many men she done been with. I don't know. But I've never smelled a woman smell like that. But let me get back on topic. Let me get on topic with this funky coochie cat, Kansas City throat goat. Let me get back on topic trying to destroy me. You picked the wrong one. You want war? I'm ready for war. Ogun is ready. Ogun is ready. So she told Pastor Bussy, I went down on her. I pledge allegiance to the African flag. That is a lie. She told Pastor Bussy I hit her raw. I pledge allegiance to the African flag. That is a lie. She told Pastor Bussy I get high in order to get intimate. She told Pastor Bussy, the rainbow ganging YouTubian struggle streamer, that Dr. Umar has to get high before I get busy. I don't do drugs. I don't do dope. I don't get high. But she told him that. A lie. She lied on me like a dog, brothers and sisters. That Kansas City throat goat built like a sack of old laundry. Built like a sack of old, you fat, funky. Let me stay within character. Let me stay within character. Only worthy. You are only worthy of shining the Shango, you dusty hoe. You are only worthy of shining the Shango. How we doing there, family? So anyway, brothers and sisters, she told him that I get high. She told him I went down. She told him I went raw.
Hey, man, you let that dude be on the internet.
That's me, my brother, Dr. Umar Ifatunde. Yes, sir. That's me, my brother.
Yeah, I know that was you.
That is me, my brother. Yes, sir.
Oh, God.
Yes, sir.
In Delaware, man.
I'm in Delaware, brother. This is the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy you're looking at. Yes, sir. That is me in the flesh, elder.
Oh, my God.
That is me in the flesh, elder. I'm battling demons right now, but we're going to win.
Lord have mercy.
No problem. No problem.
Wow. I'm just on my way to help my mom with her groceries.
Oh, man, that's beautiful, brother. I take care of my mother. That's beautiful, brother.
She's 83.
Oh, man, bless her.
I mean,
83. 93.
Yeah,
Bless
yeah.
Queen Mother, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
pray to God my Queen Mother
Yes,
get to
I watched
93,
all
man.
your stuff too, man.
Go ahead and snap that circle, elder. There you go.
Wow,
One
love
love,
you,
man.
man.
Thank you, man. And bless
Okay.
your mom, man. Bless
Yes.
your mom. I'm going to keep you in my prayers for your mom, and you
Thank
keep
you.
me in your prayers for my
Thank you,
mom.
man.
Thank you, brother.
You're really, really intelligent, man. I'm so proud
Appreciate
of
you, man.
And you,
Well, when we
you
get
know,
this school
you
open,
tell
we're going to be
the
having all kind of community
truth.
programs here.
My grandson, I used to take right next door.
Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, when he was
Yes, sir. They good people at the Boys and Girls Club.
School, but he been having so many problems, and I took him on the side there for his mental health and stuff. He ended up getting in trouble, ended up getting 30 years shooting two people.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
Grown
that.
people.
I'm sorry to
I
hear
used to take them
that.
there
I pray he get himself
all
together
time.
when he get inside. I'm sorry to hear that,
Yes.
brother.
Man, I'm sorry. Well, I can't
I'm
wait
always
for you.
here, brother. You can pull up
Always here.
anytime. I'm always here. We had the school for 6.5 years, elder.
Wow.
6.5 years.
You was part of this?
Yes, sir. I'm from Philadelphia, North
Right.
Philadelphia, born and raised, but this is going to be my new home, Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh, man, I'm just coming here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once we open, brother, this is going to be the place, man. This is going to be the place. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks, man. I love you.
Take care, man.
I just had to look at the thing.
Yes, sir. That's me, brother. That's me, elder.
Okay. Wow, man, this is a good day for you, man.
So, brothers and sisters, she stated 4 blatant lies. Well, 10. She said I loved her. I wanted to marry her. I wanted her to have my baby. 44 years old. 3 fellatio sessions, and I wanted to marry her. I want her to have my child. I was in love with her. She said I masturbated, brothers and sisters. I don't want to be foul, but I got to. She said I masturbated in order to have sex. She said he got to masturbate. Talk to any woman who's ever dated me in my life. Talk to any woman who has ever dated me in my life. Does Dr. Umar masturbate? Has he ever masturbated in front of you? Guess what, y'all? I've never masturbated in my life. God is my witness. I've never masturbated in my life. I had a wet dream in 11th grade or 12th grade. One wet dream. I can't remember if that was 11th grade or 12th grade at the Scotland School for Veterans Children in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. At the Scotland School for Veterans Children in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. I had a wet dream. I was still a virgin. I had a wet dream in either 11th grade or 12th grade. That was it. I never masturbated. I never had a need to. I'm not into that. She said I masturbated. I only saw her 3 times. So in 3 sessions, 3 hours apiece. You spent what, 9 hours with me, 12 hours in your life alone? I masturbated. I got high. I went down on your funky cootie cat, smelling like sardines and sardines and spoiled milk. Your yoniverse smelled like sardines and spoiled milk, and you saying I went down. I got high. I masturbated. I went down. What else? I got high. I masturbated. I went down. I got high. I masturbated. I went down. I didn't use a condom. And check this one out. Guess what else she said? I asked her to put her fingers, brothers and sisters. She said I asked her to put her fingers in my rectum. Sisters, talk to any woman I've ever dated. Go to high school, go to college, go to the school district of Philadelphia, go throughout the world. Is there any sister I've ever dated who can tell you I asked them to put their fingers in my rectum? You were the throat goat. That's it. You were the throat goat. Why are you making up these lies? I'm willing to take a lie detector test with her. I'm willing to go to Kansas City, Kansas, and take a lie detector test. I'm willing to go to Kansas City, Missouri, and take a lie detector test. And I want the lie detector technician to ask 10 questions. Did he want you to have his baby?